Weezer and friends at Blossom. Good luck. Caller 10. 216-578-1007 to grab these, or 800-348-1007.
Our apologies to second shifters.
All right, here we go, everybody. Let's get to work.
This is no way to start your day.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Three 35192. Want to send me a text? We got the Bill Squire Friday Get Down in under an hour. Around these parts, it's how you know that the weekend has officially gotten underway. Next week on the show, I will have passes for you for a whole bunch of things that hopefully you want. If you want to join us on the Cleveland Funny Bus every Wednesday this month, a different one of us will host for you. Local comedians are your tour guides, and it is a blast. If you haven't joined us yet, it's great. Monday and Tuesday, I'll have passes for you. You can buy them at funnybus.net. Sells out pretty quickly. Bill will be your host next Wednesday. So we'll get you hooked up with those. Get you passes for Buzzard Fest. It's coming up August 4th out of North Ridgeville. I'll have KISS tickets for you all next week. They added Cincinnati and Cleveland on their End of the Road World Tour. And so they're going to play the Romo Fijo on October the 22nd. That is a Sunday night. And if you want to go see Royal Blood, those guys are great. And they're back touring the States. So they're going to do September 19th at the Agora. That is all next week on the show. Guardians play tonight. Wait a little bit after we get out of here. 8:10 is the start. Second of 4 against the Twins in Minneapolis. They lost last night. They got plenty of time to make it up, though. 8:10, so 7:40 is when the pregame will get going on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app. Of course, you can leave messages there for us. You can also leave them on the After Hours line if you like. 216-986-8903.
Alan, Trucker John, King of I-71. I have the perfect solution for your tickets to Taylor Swift. The first person who shows up and takes an enema in front of your window on the live stream and a pair of assless chaps wins the tickets. Love you guys. Take care of each other. Talk to you later.
That is the perfect solution, isn't it? That's perfect.
I feel like he just read his search history.
That's
Also,
how I should
chaps
give
are
out
all
my
assless.
I was going to say, I'd let that one go, but it's redundant. Assless chaps. Nevertheless, what better way to appeal to the women and daughters who are going to want these Taylor Swift tickets than to have them come to my window on Wednesday, June the 14th, and give themselves an enema right there on Euclid Avenue. Thank you, John. The perfect way to do it. If you didn't hear me mention it yesterday, I do have a pair of tickets to see Taylor Swift in Pittsburgh on Saturday, June 17th at whatever Three Rivers Stadium is now. I guess it was Heinz Field after that. Acrisure Stadium is what it is. Still trying to get my head around that. I will have one pair to give to someone. You'll have to come to my window, and we'll tell you in the days to come how we're going to do that. But do I care about Taylor Swift? No. Have we ever played it here? Absolutely not. But I know you would like to go. And so I will send you. And they're not great tickets, but you'll be at the show. And that's really all that matters. So details on that forthcoming. I will say right now, unequivocally, I will not require you to self-administer an enema out on the street. I'm curious as to what crowd these tickets will draw. Because, sure, it's going to be of probably moms who maybe want to take their daughters. But Taylor Swift seems to have a pretty broad audience. No pun intended. So who knows?
Slayer or Taylor is the game. And you have to, we'll give
Identify.
you a fact. And you have to say if it was something that Slayer did or that Taylor Swift did.
Well, I was thinking of Taylor versus Taylor. You might recall, you rock and roll fans will know that Corey Taylor, who was the front man for Slipknot, but also has a band called Stone Sour. He's got a couple of bands. He does solo stuff. And he can get in his feels, too. So one of the ideas I
Lyric?
was tossing around, was Taylor versus Taylor, where I give you a lyric and you have to tell me. Now, I have to assume that any Taylor Swift fan worth their salt is going to know chapter and verse, what the lyrics are. But Corey Taylor, like I said, he can get in his feels. So we'll figure it out. I don't want it to be too. I don't want you to have to jump through hoops. I don't want it to be too obscure. We'll figure it out. But Wednesday, June the 14th, on this program, what time am I going to do it, you ask? 3:30 is when I'm going to be doing it. And we'll have people here at the window, and we'll figure it out. But it will be for the June 17th show at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh. It's only a couple of people will drive hours and hours and hours away to go see Taylor Swift. Science, speaking of Taylor Swift, and again, I've never paid that much attention to her, but she seems lovely, and she seems tall. Science has determined what the perfect yabos are.
Hey.
Science has determined what the perfect boobs are. Now, you might recall for some time now, they say that the average breast size of American women is getting bigger. Back in the day, I think the average size was around a C. Average female breast size now is a 34 double D.
Jeez.
It's
Average?
not that big. I mean,
Dude, that's pretty big.
it's about a pound a piece. It's
No.
It's workable.
No.
Yeah,
34 double D is
Yeah.
pretty large breasts.
that's average. You're going to have some A's and you're going to have some H's. In the
Gee.
middle, you've got 34 double D.
That's crazy.
But they've determined that scientifically, the ideal pair of breasts is somewhere in the middle. Not too big, not too small, as you might suspect. And they showed people a bunch of photos of topless women and asked them to score based on a variety of things. And they said that asymmetrical breasts didn't really throw people off. I remember dating a girl right after college.
It's a variety pack.
Yeah, I remember dating a girl right after college, and she was a few years older than I was. And I hadn't really noticed because I'm not like a guy who goes right for it immediately. So we had gone on a few dates, and I guess it really hadn't been brought to my attention how much she didn't want to take her top off. And she made it clear to me that she was extraordinarily self-conscious about the fact that she had two different size breasts. And I said, well, every woman has two different size breasts.
So common.
And she goes, no, one's much smaller than the other. And I said, I don't really care. I'm an ass man. I'm not so much. I like boobies as much as the next guy. But boy, she was not kidding. And I was kind of taken aback by it. Now, obviously, I played it like I didn't care because I really didn't.
Right.
But she was not underselling it.
Oh my God, you freak! Scream at her.
Well, as I ran out of her apartment screaming with a lit torch, I didn't want her to feel bad, but I mean, she would know better that she was not exaggerating, and I fully understood why she was so reticent to get topless. She was lovely and all that. It didn't work out for other reasons, but boy, it was wild.
There was a girl that I was seeing at one point, and she had called to attention that one boob was bigger than the other, and I think we were probably a little drunk and being a little silly, and I squeezed the bigger one. I go hefty, 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 and then the little one go wimpy, wimpy.
Oh
wimpy.
no, you're a
And
wimpy. I bet she loved that.
She thought it was hysterical.
Oh, okay.
She was down for it. I know how to read the room. She was into it, and she brought it up. I ran into her not that long ago, and she's like, hefty, 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 wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. I'm like, good to see you.
She ever get them evened out or no?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's all right.
Well, Gen Z has been, every generation's got its own disease, and Gen Z, breast augmentations are at an all-time high with Gen Z.
Really?
Yeah.
That surprises me.
Because they're so
I feel
young.
Yeah, but not even that they're so young, that I feel like Gen Z very much gives off the do whatever you want. I don't really care.
Well, that's outwardly, but everybody would still like, I mean.
Like,
If
whatever,
you-
wear whatever you want, be whoever you want. Like, they seem very accepting of so much that's.
Well, maybe they are
intriguing.
in other people and less so with themselves. I mean.
Yeah, well, and they grew up with the internet. They've
Yeah.
been,
Conditioned to be like,
bullied.
I need these big
Yeah.
boobs.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Is
you
there a
gals
country
are-
artist at the Romo Fijo tonight?
I don't know.
Zach something?
Is Zach Brown Band here tonight?
No.
Is there another Zach?
That's the only Zach. Zach Ryan?
No, hold on. My one friend posted about
Is it House of Blues or Romo Fijo?
It might be House of Blues.
Zach Lane Bryan? Zach Bryan?
Bryan would be playing House of Blues.
Yeah.
That's at the Romo Fijo.
Zach Bryan is at the Romo Fijo?
Zach Bryan at the Romo Fijo.
He
I
has
think.
like one single right now. Is he opening for somebody?
I mean, the Romo Fijo tweeted.
That it's just him?
Zach Bryan.
Wow.
Unless they're in.
Yeah, Zach Bryan tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is that?
He has one single right now called Something in the Orange. And it's kind of almost like a mix of, it's like kind of like indie country would be the way that I would describe it.
So I wonder why these middling acts are doing.
I'm
Arenas.
shocked. I would have guessed he would be at House of Blues or he would be opening for somebody. He might be bigger than I think he is, but I heard his one single probably in the fall.
Okay. Yeah, he's at the Romo Fijo
That's
tonight.
crazy. I
All
just
right.
saw a lot of cowboy boots and flannels and little
Right.
baby white shorts, and I was wondering what was going on.
Well, if you're not doing that, I'm going to be hosting Flat Out Pride over there in the East Bank of the Flats tonight.
That's tonight?
Yep.
That's fun.
tonight.
You and Cody or no?
No, Cody said he hates gay people and is not ever going to do it again.
He's a self-loathing homosexual.
No, Cody's
No matter
got
what
wedding
you-
stuff. He's got wedding stuff going on.
So yeah, I have an early morning, and I know myself again. I have no self control. So if I go down there, it's not gonna be a couple of drinks and whatever.
So you just decide you decide you have no self-control.
I have no self control.
Yeah.
But I have
You're going to
self-control
be
enough to know.
your MC wettings tomorrow?
Yeah, I have a wedding tomorrow.
Where is that?
It's down near Canton.
Wow.
So it's an early morning and a long day. So I just
When do you have to be at the venue?
I'm leaving here at like 11.
That's an early morning? 11 is an early morning.
Yeah.
It's all right. I got a guy doing it with me, Zach Welch, who's very funny, and he didn't.
He's at the Romo Fijo tonight.
Yeah.
No, that's a different Zach.
Oh.
I got the gay one. Well, the outwardly gay one.
See, I have a real early morning tomorrow. My flight leaves at 7:15. We board at 6:35 or 6:40
You
something.
get
like
there
that.
at 8:30.
Yeah, right.
Why'd you say yabos?
I was talking about something. What did you hear?
Yabos.
I did say yabos.
What? So what was the perfect size?
No, they were kind of
The
they
ones
didn't
in my hands.
they didn't zero in on a perfect size, but they were like
Oh.
on average they can't be too big to. We were talking about Lizzo earlier in the show and how she's having a real hard time with like people giving her a guff, if you will, on social media. She's a 44C. That's a big booby.
Oh, I guess obesity.
That's a big
That's
old
gonna
booby.
bump up the
Yeah.
Sure.
size.
Yup.
I didn't think about that.
Yup.
Big old booby. It is summertime, and that means
That the living's easy.
change it. That too. From what play?
Uh,
What musical?
that-
Summertime and the living's easy.
That is
What
Sublime.
musical?
Sublime the musical. Summertime and the Living's Easy is from the one where the old lady sits and sings to the children. King and I.
The King and I.
No, what's
Does
the other
Poundcake know?
I do not.
one? It's Mary Poppins.
Oh, see, I didn't.
It's something with an
Oh.
old lady singing to people.
Well,
Isn't it?
she's sitting there in a chair singing to a baby.
That would be, these are a few of my favorite things.
No.
What's that one? Sound of Music.
Nope, this is a Gershwin.
It is.
It was a
Oh.
novel. They turned it into an opera.
Time to Kill.
Porgy and Bess
No one
is
would
where
have
you're going to
ever
find
gotten
that.
Summertime.
Never.
You could have offered me $1 million.
Only everybody who's ever heard that song knows it's from Porgy and Bess.
Nobody's
What are you
it's
talking
from
about?
Sublime.
Well, that too. But Summertime and the Living's Easy. But they have decided out in my neck of the woods, no more young kids and no more cruising at Crocker Park. They're dropping the hammer. And some people are displeased at this. Nobody under the age of, I think, 14 or 15 or 20 something.
Right. I
can
think
be out there
it's
anymore.
14.
Out at Crocker Park.
The new parental escort policy takes effect Wednesday, meaning children.
The parental escort policy, or PEP, took effect last night or Wednesday night.
Meaning children 15 years old and below must be with an adult or parent at all times while on the property. Supervisors must be 21 years old or above and can watch up to 4 children. One shopper, Isabella Harmon, is 20 and her younger sister is 14. She finds the new policy frustrating.
Obviously, we're not doing anything to annoy anyone or going around and causing trouble. Like, it's a way for us to bond. She's a little bit younger than I am, so finding things that we can relate is a little bit difficult sometimes. But like, this is like one thing that we can come and do together, and it's kind of weird that I wouldn't be able to do that with her now.
The other updated rules include a no cruising policy. Warning signs are
Sorry, Poundcake.
Damn it, man.
are now posted around the mall. It means no person can
Cruising
drive
for
a
D.
vehicle past the same entry point 3 times within a 2-hour period. Shopper Donovan Brooks isn't happy.
I have a problem with that because I like to cruise. So I like to drive around there just to enjoy myself. Cruising and all that, if you haven't had major accidents or, fatalities or nothing like that, why you can't cruise? I understand that. It's 15 miles in a circle. It's not even that fast. And you got speed bumps.
What are they doing? Who cares?
Yeah,
Who's
who
going
cares
to
about
enforce it?
cruising?
You can't drive past the same door 3 times in 2 hours?
It sounds like a rule to a game a little kid made up, doesn't it?
First
Okay.
of all, sometimes you circle Crocker Park looking for a street spot. You're circling over and over. And yeah, they have garages over there, but you want a street spot. I will say, though, I live out that way. Once it gets warm, Westlake is overrun with swarms of teenagers. Swarms. In giant packs going back and forth across Detroit to like Crocker Park, down to the McDonald's, over to the thing. Because if you're that young, there's nothing to do. You don't have a car. You don't drink.
They're keeping the malls alive, honestly.
But Crocker Park, I don't know what their problem is.
They probably fights and they're scared.
I think they saw Donovan in his car driving by 3 times cruising. They're like, uh-oh, because it is Crocker Park. They probably saw that guy. They were like, well, we got to institute some new policy. And how many 13-year-olds are running around by themselves? Maybe they are. I don't spend a lot of, are there?
I'm sure a lot.
I don't spend a lot of time at Crocker Park.
Well,
I mean, the kids I see running around in the summertime are like 14, 15, like that, but
It's not exclusive to Crocker Park, though, because Beechwood Mall had issues like years and years ago.
yeah, but didn't they have like flash mobs running in and stealing stuff?
That's
those
what
are
they're worried about now.
Those are the issues they had.
You think that would happen if that happened on the east side? You think it wouldn't happen on the west side?
Crocker Park is aggressively locked down most of the time. I mean, I don't know.
Clearly not, because if they're implementing these policies, then it's probably not as tight as they would like it to be.
Yeah, but also the kids under 14 aren't the issue when it comes to that kind of stuff. It's older kids that will all run into a store at once and run out with arms full of stuff. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but that guy, he's taking it pretty well. But I just love that our new policy is you can't drive past the same spot 3 times in 2 hours. Somebody had to come up with that and then write it down somewhere and type it up in an official, whoever owns Crocker Park, the company that manages it. It's their thing. Because the Westlake cops are like, I don't know. We got nothing to do with it. We're not enforcing that. It's the company that, whatever companies own malls. But they're cracking down. So I guess you'll just have to show off your classic car, guys, in a Taco Bell parking lot on a Saturday night. You can't drive 15 miles per hour over speed bumps at Crocker Park anymore.